And now she has the pressure of wearing bib number 1. All eyes on her by the time she gets to the shooting range. And Anastasia Merkushnia of Ukraine wearing bib number 2, and she'll be hunting down the German for sure. But of course, pacing is absolutely critical at this time in the race. The early 2 laps, meaning that a significant portion of the ground that they cover is done before they even get into the shooting range. Half of the race, to be precise, is done before their first shoot. 2 laps around this course. Shoot, prone, 1 lap, shoot, stand, 1 lap, and finish. And Anna Magnusson now getting underway. Anna having a great race yesterday, skiing faster than Lisa Vitozzi, missing 2 targets, just 1 minute and 9 seconds down of Hannah Öberg's time, and only 5 seconds behind Lisa Vitozzi, who only missed 1 target. So Anna Magnusson, the first and the fastest of those who missed 2 targets. Now, Emma Nielsen, she is underway and, of course, wearing the team uniform, the team dress, and fighting for a very competitive, or fighting competitively to be on, or selected for the Swedish team, the A team. So hard to reach now with so many superstars coming up from the Swedish side, helmed by Hannah Öberg, who now is getting underway after having won yesterday's race, treating these season openers as an opportunity to display her form, but also to get used to those butterflies in the tummy, which she said on social media yesterday. She felt the same nerves that, despite years and years of practicing, years and years of repeating these moments over and over, the nerves are still present. And of course, those nerves, in some degree, come from expectation, come from people looking at you and almost being disappointed if you don't get a top position. But it also comes from the fact that it's an incredibly painful sport. You have to push your body through extreme limits, and in those instances, you know you're going to suffer. So the nerves can sometimes be as a result of that knowledge that the next hour or 2 is going to be a challenge. Julia Tannheimer, excellent shooting yesterday, and now she's going to be getting underway. Well, I should say 8 out of 10. It's perhaps lower than the standard she would expect, but she skied very well, 1 minute and 31 seconds behind, and that was despite those 2 mistakes, just fitting in behind Ella Halvarsson of Sweden, finishing 1 minute 28 seconds behind. And Darina Chalik of Ukraine now starting, and the Ukrainians making themselves known here in Idre Fjäll, coming here to train every year. Something of a routine, so they know these tracks well, but because the IBU Cup is usually here, the track is slightly different than it is right now. It doesn't include one of the steepest and most aggressive hills. So a lovely start to the season, a great course to get the season underway, not too much damage to the body. And Sarah Andersson is now going to be getting her race and trying to rise higher than yesterday's 12th position. She'll need to hit some more targets. 8 out of 10 is good shooting, but with 1 minute 40 behind, and in front of her 6 Swedes, she's of course in contention for the IBU Cup. But for those who want to make it to the World Cup, it really is tight at the sharp end. Johanna Tariham of Estonia doing her intervals yesterday, working hard, training on these very well prepared tracks. And bearing in mind, there's not been a great deal of natural snow here. And Elvira Öberg yesterday just finishing in 2nd place. So close. If she had hit all 10 targets, she would have been so close to Hannah Öberg. She was 34.9 seconds back yesterday, and that was with 1 penalty. Now Vera Öberg relying heavily on her incredibly fast ski speed, but finishing last season in 4th overall in the World Cup total score. Oleksandra Merkushina, she's had some fantastic results here before in the season openers. She finds her form early in the season, and biathletes, cross-country skiers, they can do it by design. They can intend to be in good form and pretty much read their bodies accurately to a very high degree. But it's not always the case. Anita Heiti-Schwartz now getting started and wearing bib number 13. But of course, there are the likes of Sebastian Samuelsson, who we very often expect to be in great form in the early season. And that leads us to the temptation of looking at the other races, the Norwegians, how they fared in yesterday's races against the French over in Yailo, and asking us to speculate as to whether yesterday's winners, Hannah Öberg and Sebastian Samuelsson, would have been World Cup winners had the rest of the field been here. Anna Hedström now starting alongside Emma Nilsson. Emma having already completed one of her 2 laps. Now perhaps an opportunity to tuck in behind the fresh legs and get carried round somewhat, but once again pacing is critical, and Ella Halvarsson, she's going to be starting her race strategically, not going too fast, trying to control the adrenaline, which of course is a slightly different adrenaline than these athletes experience in the training races and training intervals that they do. 21 seconds in the lead. Anna Magnusson currently a very fast time ahead of Merkushina at the 2.7 kilometer mark. And Vanessa Voigt also 21 seconds down. So Anna Magnusson, we know she's in great form. Yesterday, absolutely flying around this track as well. But that is incredibly fast. She really is trying to make her mark and say, hey, I am your 4th athlete right now. Lisa Vitozzi. So much expectation now, especially after her incredible Loop 1 Festival debut. She gets started. She had a 4th place yesterday with just 1 mistake. 1 minute and 4 seconds back. Perhaps not the ski speed that we would expect, but bearing in mind, this is the season opener. And Hannah Öberg could just be in exceptional form, as we're seeing now, 8 seconds ahead of Anna Magnusson. And Anna, of course, she was 21 seconds ahead of the likes of Vanessa Voigt. So unbelievably fast skiing there from Hannah Öberg. Johanna Nordqvist wearing bib number 18 now. She's right in the heat of the battle with other skiers coming through on their 2nd loop around this 2 kilometer track. And of course, bearing in mind, they have to do 4 laps around it. And now Selina Grosjean. She is one of the best racers, finishing 9th overall in the overall World Cup score, wearing bib number 19, and definitely one to look out for today, but didn't have a fantastic race yesterday. 13th place, only with 1 mistake, so perhaps not having found her form quite yet. Julia Tannheimer, only 1 second down on Hannah Öberg's time. What exceptional skiing there from the German. Really demonstrating some fantastic form. Erika Osterman wearing bib number 20. And she gets started now with yesterday's race in the legs. Some of these biathletes will be feeling a little bit heavy. Others will actually experience almost like an activation, a waking up of the body after an incredibly hard push. The body can sometimes respond better even when fatigued. Marlene Fichtner. She's not the fastest on the skis, at least relatively, but is on the climb each year, getting quicker, but an absolutely incredible shooter. Sara Andersson now, you can see 6 seconds behind and counting, Hannah Öberg, and that will rest at 14.3 seconds behind, so skiing well, but it's still impressive to see the likes of Tannheimer with some incredible skiing and up to the 2.7-kilometer mark. Vanessa Voigt adjusting her sights according to the wind. A low position, especially relative to Hannah Öberg. The first 3 targets go down with ease. The fourth, likewise, and all 5 targets, they go down. Vanessa Voigt is a good start. 5 out of 5. Windy conditions, unpredictable conditions. And now Elvira Öberg. Let's see where she is. 4.6 seconds down on Hannah Öberg's ski time. And that suggests to me that Hannah Öberg's either found something incredibly special or perhaps is going to slow as the race evolves. Let's take a look at Anna Magnusson, top right of your screen. Now full screen, she's shooting. And the first 2 go down easily, but the third did not. One mistake for Anna Magnusson. And it was controlled shooting, 33 seconds, perhaps due to the fact that the wind was changeable. 1.3 seconds down on Anastasia Mikushnia's time. Excuse me, on Voigt's time. And now Hannah Öberg. Let's see how that first lap, that high intensity of pace, has impacted her shooting. First shot down in 15 seconds. It's quick. And the last shot doesn't fall. Instantly, time gets added onto Hannah Öberg's time. It doesn't make a huge impact. She is still 15 seconds in the lead. Vanessa Voigt in second place. Anna Magnusson 16.4 seconds down on Hannah Öberg's time, also with one mistake. And you can see Hannah Öberg, she has a little bit of material coming down from her hat, covering the sun from affecting her right eye, just blocking out that sunlight, providing some shade. And Julia Tannheimer now. She's coming in with great ski speed, fast skiing, but on the prone shooting last year, 80% hit rate across the whole season. 84% in the stand. She misses shot number 1 after a long 20 seconds of waiting. She's made an anti-clockwise adjustment to the sight. That's 2 clicks right, and now she's come back 1 less, so she's only adjusted 1 right. 11 seconds to make those adjustments. And still 3 mistakes. She's going to be absolutely gutted with that. It looks like the wind conditions were having an impact. And you can see that just with the flags now in the picture behind her. She skied incredibly fast, and something tells me, taking 20 seconds to get to shot number 1, she might have overcooked the skiing somewhat on lap 1, and that's had an impact on her shooting. Now, Lisa Vitozzi, yesterday it was not her fastest skiing, and today it is incredibly fast, just 0.3 seconds down on Hannah Öberg's time. Sarah Andersson setting a very positive time. She's moved 3 clicks to the right after taking the first shot, which was a hit, suggesting she's paying close attention to the wind. It looks to me that it paid off. All 5 targets go down for Sarah Andersson. Great control. She's a talent. And now in the lead, 3.1 seconds in the green. That's going to be a shock to the system, especially given the fact that such big names, Olympians, have gone before her. And Elvira Öberg following a similar strategy to Hannah Öberg, a little bit of a make-do solution to cover or to provide some shade for the right eye. first target goes down in a controlled 14.6 seconds. 3 down, 2 to go. And it's excellent shooting, it's controlled, it's relaxed, just like we saw yesterday. 31 seconds to get all 5 targets down and a heart rate of 153 at the point of exiting the mat. 11.5 seconds in the green, deposing Sarah Andersson for the fastest time up until this point in the race. Elvira perhaps taking her time just a little bit on lap 1, opening into this race rather than starting too fast and suffering on the back end. And Janina Hettich-Waltz of Germany now, an opportunity to put herself high up the order after shoot number 1. Requires 5 out of 5. So far, so good. It's easy. The 5 targets go down with total control. And now she just needs to get past that checkpoint and has 8 seconds to do it. It's going to be green. 7.7 seconds in the lead. Fantastic start for Janina Hettich-Waltz, who also has the benefit of getting right in behind a starter who has fresh legs and perhaps will carry her around this course. Vanessa Voigt, she went clear in the prone. She's mixing up the shooting order, and now could it be 10 out of 10 for Vanessa Voigt? It's a miss on the last shot, the last time of asking. She failed to get the target down. The 9 shots preceding it all went down with apparent ease. And now Anna Magnusson again following the same strategy, covering that eye, stopping the sun from impacting the shoot. It took 24 seconds to get the first target down. Really trying to settle. Ella Halvarsson, top right of your screen. She misses, but Anna Magnusson goes 5 out of 5 in stand. That's 9 out of 10. That is 1 better than yesterday for Anna Magnusson. Skiing quickly, shooting accurately. This looks to be the ingredients required to make a top 3 result for Anna Magnusson, solidifying her selection for World Cup. Hannah Öberg now, high pressure. She missed 1 target in the prone. Now she's made a mistake in the stand. That's 8 out of 10 for Hannah Öberg. She's, of course, incredibly fast and will make up a lot of that time. If yesterday she had missed 2 targets, adding 50 seconds on, she still would have been in 4th place. And now Lisa Fatozzi also making 1 mistake in her first visit to the shooting range, 1 prone, and you can see that adjusted time as she's coming out of the shooting range, 24.4 seconds back, meaning that she would have been 0.6 seconds in the green had she gone clear, giving you an indication just how good her form is right now. Already, by my perception, skiing faster than she was yesterday relative to the field. But of course that is hard to evaluate given the fact that Hannah Öberg has missed in the prone shooting. Annie Lind, I should say, wearing bib number 6 now, and skiing incredibly fast. You can see the heart rate graphic on the left-hand side, 167 beats per minute. Is falling dramatically, as is the case with these highly trained athletes. She's also taking her time, suggesting she's a little bit flustered. Selina Grottian of Germany there, having a mistake also in the prone. But Annie Lind taking her time. She's not feeling comfortable behind that rifle. And although the heartbeat is falling, the stability is not increasing. Otherwise, she would be shooting. It looks like she's gone just a little bit too fast. Missing those 2 targets is incredibly costly, but equally as costly as that very slow shooting, essentially amounting to 3 mistakes just by virtue of the time added on by not following her rapid usual routine, but she skied so quickly. Sara Andersson, incredibly high heart rate, 189 beats per minute. Watch it fall. 2 mistakes, not a good start. Putting her in the red instantly. And now a 3rd mistake for Sara Andersson. Great start with the prone. Didn't follow it up with a 5 out of 5 in the stand. A costly 1 minute and 15 seconds added onto her time in the space of just 10 seconds. Elvira Öberg. Could it be a win today? She has a lot of time to play with. She's not missed a single target. And now with 1 shot to go. And she makes it happen. There's a delay of 4.2 seconds, but it doesn't matter. The target goes down in a total of 27.6 seconds, and Elvira Öberg surely has put herself in with a chance of victory today. A very good chance indeed, especially given the fact that a lot of other big names, her sister most particularly, is 50 seconds behind her time right now. Great shooting from Elvira Öberg. Janina Heitisvelds now with a fantastic time also, skiing well, shooting well, and proving that Elvira Öberg's time is still touchable. But she needed 5 out of 5, and the first one was a miss. And the last one doesn't go down either for Janina Heitisvelds. That's 2 mistakes, 50 seconds added onto her time, as Anna Magnusson now is hurtling down the hill towards the finish line. She's obviously going to set the fastest time up until this point in the race, wearing bib number 3, but a time that is touchable. 37 seconds is Anna Magnusson's time, and not an easy one to beat. Skiing quick and improving on yesterday's already exceptional performance. Anna Öberg now with just 18 seconds until her time, she has to beat Anna Magnusson's time. That's now 10 seconds, and she can see the line. She's charging towards it. It's going to be close. But Anna Öberg is just going to nip in ahead of teammate Anna Magnusson. And how reassuring it is to see such a strong Swedish team this year, with the Olympics coming up and with their notorious ability to come together in the relay competitions at major events. Ella Halvarsson already with 2 mistakes and 50 seconds added onto her time. Damage limitation at this point, and she does a fantastic job. Exactly what she needed. Gets all 5 targets now, and putting herself in a good spot. Emma Nielsen, a fantastic 10 out of 10, a necessary 10 out of 10, and now putting herself in a really wonderful position behind Hannah Öberg, 30 seconds down. And Lisa Vitozzi, the pressure may not be high, but 8 out of 10, she's capable of 10. And in 27 seconds, Lisa Vitozzi is leaving the range, looking calm, looking controlled. 47 seconds down off the leader, Elvira Öberg. And Lisa Vitozzi, one of the favorites for Olympic medals this season, one of the favorites for performing on the World Cup. Likewise, Selina Grosjean of Germany, now having missed a target already in prone and not had her best performance yesterday with a 13th place, and that was with 1 mistake in total, indicating her form is not there yet, but surrounded by brilliant German skiers, Marlene Fichtner among them, Julia Tannheimer and Sophia Schneider. Of course, Preuss not here to make her mark. But Selina Grosjean now has an opportunity in the stand. first target goes down, 13.8 seconds. And now 2 misses and 50 seconds added on. It's not good for Selina Grottian, and it's going to be an even lower performance than yesterday's. Of course, these results are incredibly performed, but for Elvira Öberg, 10 out of 10, the perfect race, and with an absolutely enormous lead over Hannah Öberg. She's going to cross the line with a lead of 1 minute and 2 seconds. Surely that time is going to be impossible to beat from anybody else in this field. What a fantastic result, and as she suffers trying to breathe in some oxygen, she's done everything she needed to send a message to all of those watching these results around the world that she's in form and she means business. Marlene Fichtner. Now, she hit the perfect 10 out of 10 yesterday and is absolutely no stranger to 10 out of 10 shooting. She's only had 6 World Cup starts, and in those races hit 98% in prone, 80% in stand. But take a look at this delay. She really held on to that shot and is taking her time due to the fact that the wind conditions are heavy, but this range entry is incredibly hard too. Janina Heitisvalds coming in across the line, a minute behind, and what a fantastic race for her. 1 minute behind, of course, now looking really distorted given the fact that Elvira Öberg did such a great job. Heitisvalds in ahead of Hannah Öberg, shooting the same as Hannah Öberg, just 1.3 seconds ahead of her. So fantastic skiing from the German. Hannah Öberg will be taking a look at that, thinking, wow, this could be a new name on the world, well, not a new name on the World Cup, but a new dynamic, a new energy brought by the German on this Olympic season. Valeria Dimitrenko, 0 misses in the prone shooting. And now an opportunity to make it 10 out of 10. First target. Excuse me, the third target, according to my graphic. There was a delay, but 4 out of 5 in stand, and 9 out of 10 for Dimitrenko of Ukraine. And these result sheets now looking quite surprising. Lisa Fitozzi, she's coming in to finish soon, with Ella Halvarsson now coming in as well. But that 1 minute 24 seconds, like we've already spoke about, is the difference between, or 1 minute of that is the difference between Elvira and second place. So now Ella Halvarsson putting in her final effort towards the finish line to minimize the amount of time lost behind her close rivals. 140 behind. 6th place overall so far. 2 mistakes, and just in behind Emma Nielsen, who hit the perfect 10 out of 10. And Lisa Fitozzi now coming in towards the finish. 1 minute and 3 seconds off the lead, and it's getting very, very close. Up at the top 3, or top 4, I should say. Heitisvalds, Hannah Öberg, Lisa Fitozzi, only separated by 2.3 seconds in total. Unbelievably fast, and that really just demonstrates that every single movement on the shooting range matters. Every single delay in pulling the trigger, every single corner where little moments can be caught back and retrieved is vital. And let's just take a look at that. Notice on the right-hand side just how close everything is. With Elvira Öberg right up at the top of the start order, a whole minute ahead of Janina Heitisvalds of Germany. Emma Nielsen the next in the field to get the perfect 10 out of 10. And Vanessa Voigt with 1 mistake in 8th position for Germany. But here is today's current leader, and dare I say, most likely leader by the end of the day, Elvira Öberg. 2nd place yesterday. very likely first place today. Susanne Kulm of Estonia, setting a very fast ski speed here, and is another who will be contending with these tricky range conditions. Let's just take a look at the flag now with the opportunity given by the camera angle. You can see the gusting is intermittent, meaning that occasionally the biathletes have to take a pause, wait for the gust to settle. But on the whole, wind conditions are not terrible here. 12.1 seconds to the first shot. Very quick to the second shot. And it looked like she got herself under control now with 9 out of 10 after that second shot perhaps being a little bit premature. And just once again, take a look at those wind flags at the back, making the shooting a little bit tricky. 1 minute and 22 seconds back, and if we just infer that time over to the finish, that puts her ahead of Emma Nielsen, who's currently in 6th place. So a very good time for Susanne Kulm of Estonia, and that could see her getting high up the rankings, perhaps a top 10 when all is said and done. Marlene Fichtner, 9 out of 10, a great time, great ski. And last year on the World Cup, 5% per kilometre on average behind the very best in the world. And now coming towards the finish line, demonstrating that that ski form is on the climb. 9 out of 10, good shooting, and 1 minute 45 seconds down. Just fitting in there behind Vanessa Voigt, one of Germany's best. Both hitting 9 out of 10, making for quite an interesting selection race for the Germans, with Julia Tannheimer, Selina Grottian both missing 3 and slotting in just, well, for Julia Tannheimer, only 4 seconds behind Fichtner, and that's with missing 2 more targets, so skiing at least 50 seconds faster. Sophia Schneider, 2 mistakes from prone, recovering that in the stand. And now going to be slotting herself in just behind Selina Grottian, and maybe also behind Sara Andersson of Sweden. But a very powerful attack towards the finish line for Sophia Schneider. 2 minutes, 9 seconds in the red. And in 13th place so far. Tuli Tomingas now coming in to contend with this range, already with 50 seconds added onto her time as a result of those misses. But part of me is tempted to imagine eliminating just 1 minute from everybody's time, given how quick Elvira Öberg went today, but the shooting has been hard, and Dominguez knows that all too well. 7 out of 10 is not bad in these conditions, but she would have hoped for more. More hits, less penalty time. And to remind you, there is no penalty loop here. It's just time added on for every penalty mistake. Minus 3.4 degrees Celsius here. Compact snow conditions, beautifully prepared tracks. Here in Idre Fjäll, Sweden, the sun is shining. Now let's take a look at the standings so far. Elvira Öberg way up there at the top with a minute to spare, and Janina Heichers-Waltz in 2nd place. Hanna Öberg in 3rd position, Lisa Vitozzi in 4th, Anna Magnusson in 5th, and then Emma Nielsen in 6th. Fantastic result for Emma Nielsen of Sweden. Really demonstrating her ability. And Virginia Ermitz now coming in towards the finish line, only having missed 2 targets, both of which came from prone shooting. The kind of stats that imply that the wind is altering the zeros of quite a lot of these biathletes. We saw them clicking, and now 2 minutes and 22 seconds back, slotting into 15th place behind Oleksandra Merkushnia of Ukraine.
Estonia, position number 15.
And a good day, or a fast day in terms of skiing for the Estonians. Suzanne Kulm with a brilliant race so far, 9 out of 10. This is going to be an excellent result for Kulm. As she comes up the final hill, that hill really just tops off a very, very long and steep incline, which drags and drags and drags, and which is topped off for the shooting with a bridge incline. But in this case, they have this downhill finish towards the sprint, towards the finish line. 1 minute 50 and counting. She crosses the line with 1 minute 53 in the red, getting herself an 11th place in behind Julia Tannheimer of Germany. Good skiing from the Estonian. Elsa Tanglander, now of Sweden, 21.2 seconds down at the 2.7 kilometer mark. That's after having done 1 lap, of course being 2 kilometers in length, and 4 laps around it. That's because of the snow conditions, or the weather conditions, preventing them from being able to make a full 3.3 kilometer loop. Olena Horodna, 1-4, not great shooting, but she is one to look out for. On the World Cup, she's had 26 starts. Her best result was in the short individual in Potluka in 24-25 season. She got 13th place. But she can also make it happen in sprints as well. Equally in Oslo in the sprint last season, 15th place. And is certainly one to look out for when her form starts to climb. And now Greta Game of Estonia. 2 mistakes in the prone, no mistakes in the stand. Excellent performance from her. Accurate shooting in windy conditions. And keeping a very high frequency, high tempo up that very steep burst. But it's almost the challenging part is maintaining that momentum over the plateau and now over the top where it begins to go into a fast decline, a fast downhill towards the finish. And now Greta Game is just 10 meters away from the finish line with 4 minutes and 7 seconds down, finishing in 25th position. And it's a reminder to those who have done this sport just how hard it is when the biathletes collapse over the line. Anything to not have to bear the load of standing up on their legs after the intensity of racing, with Tulia Tomingas now in much the same position, charging towards the line, 3 minutes and 32 seconds back with 3 penalties. What a fascinating race. It's very different from yesterday in the fact that there's a lot more mistakes in the shooting range. Elvira Öberg hitting 10 out of 10. Emma Nielsen hitting 10 out of 10. But aside from them, there is nobody else who has managed to get the perfect 10 out of 10 targets. There's the third, fourth, fifth, or second, third, fourth, all missing 2 targets. Now, Elsa Tanglander, she's coming in towards chute number 1. We did already see that at the 2.7 kilometer mark, she was in 14th place, 21 seconds down. So she's one who has the potential to upset the top 20 for sure. And of course, if she manages to get the full 10 out of 10, a big if, only 2 have managed it so far today, then she could upset the top 15 or maybe top 10. But one thing is for sure, nobody's going to upset the winner of today, Elvira Öberg. Her time of 20 minutes, 42 seconds will stand. Elsa Tanglande, a low position. First shot in 17 seconds. And now getting faster with each shot, missing the last 2.8 seconds. It was 4.4 seconds, 3.2, 2.8, 2.8. Getting faster as the shoot went on, suggesting a slightly inconsistent breathing routine. And now 1 minute 8 seconds down. She needed all 10 targets to really upset that top 15, but now in 20th position with just 1 mistake. So skiing still incredibly fast. Idre of Sweden now 51 seconds down and counting, meaning that already Elvira Öberg had left the range from through the checkpoint. It's quick shooting, it's controlled, and it looks easy. And it wasn't easy. All 4 first shots went down, and in 34 seconds, she managed to get 4 and not the last. And is going to suffer the consequences of that additional 25 seconds on her time. Idre Christina Eriksson coming into the shooting range, having gone around this track, which is becoming a little bit more broken up as the race evolves. The top layer of snow just getting bashed by the skis, the ice breaking up, becoming a sugary powder, but not a deep sugar, as these biathletes are becoming ever more used to with the decline of snow conditions over Europe. It's good shooting so far from Idre Christina Eriksson. Until the 4th shot, which doesn't go down, the last does. But you can still see these biathletes adjusting their sights, the wind conditions being changeable. And for those of you who have joined us up until this point, it's been an exciting race with Elvira Öberg claiming the victory almost certainly. And Janina Heitisvalds of Germany in 2nd place, Hannah Öberg in 3rd, and Lisa Potozzi once again in 4th place. And that looks to be almost set in stone. Nora Lignell now shooting well, skiing well. 5 out of 5 for the Swede. And Lignell now coming out of the shooting range. The deficit of 1 minute and 23 seconds is not a bad time at all, especially given the fact that many in front of her do go on to miss in the stand shooting. So a good start from Lignell, who is now 1 minute 23 back after shoot number 1. 1:23 bakom Heitisvalds visserligen, men
about approximately 10-15 minutes after last arrival from the second group to the finish. Top 6 will be honored at the prize giving ceremony. 45-30, Johan Idre från IFSK Team Skåne. Jajamän, Johan var med igår och kände på helt just den här relativt färsk i den här branschen.
Sydländska skyttskyttare visar sig väldigt fina. Emilia Kalmina Karlsberga från Biathlon Östersund. Parkerande på tavlan i nummer 2.
Mina damer och herrar, nu är det en spännande stund för Elsa Teglander och kretsen runt om henne. Exciting now for Elsa Teglander coming in for a second and last shooting this weekend. Hon kommer in som 12 ungefär, men då krävs alltså ett nollskytte för att hon ska försvara de färgerna. Ställer sig nu. En bom i det sista.
Elsa Teglander, Tullus Bygdele, Östersund. Och samtidigt startar hennes klubbkamrat, sista startande i Klara Sätter.
Sekunders tillägg för Elsa Teglander. De kostar placeringar naturligtvis, men vi ska vara vaksamma här. Hon har spurtvarvet kvar till mål. Mycket snabbt på skidor. Framtidslöfte av stora mått. Går ut som 21. Ja, 21st place. With one more lap to go for Elsa Teglander. Har ju definitivt möjlighet att åka upp sig här. Det har 10 sekunder upp till 13-14 plats ungefär. Så att snabba skidor, ett snabbt slutvarv på Elsa Teglander. En ska nog föra henne upp en bra bit här i resultatlistan. Vi har en dans på skjutvallen. Det är Norra Ishöj.
Parkerar på tavlan nummer 4. På tavlan nummer 6. Är våra Biathlon det. Jajamän, det är det. Parkerar på tavlan 72 på 24. I den rostad på de 30 bästa.
Anna Gunnar som blir ljusare skjuter nu på tavlan nummer 9. Ja, danskan Leonora går ut till 1. Ifrån Mora ska komma in och skjuta stående skyttet alldeles strax. Bäckstockdödar 39. Ida kommer in på en placering 17-18 någonting. Där hon börjar sitt skytte. Skjuter på tavlan 13.
Det är tavla 9 och det är sista på den tavla 10. Ida in på tavla 13. Ja, det blir en etapp. Det här kommer att bli också.
Det blir lika trevligt på henne. Ska se nu, Danne går ut som 22. Där är nummer 22 på Idre Eriksson. 2,5 minuter ifrån ledning med spurtvarvet kort i mål.
Där kommer in på en 15-16 plats ungefär. Man har på slutet. Lina Hermansson som var rakt ut lite många Lina som var 07 i sitt första skifte. Det är 3 mål på linjen.
Idre Hermansson, 32-33 ungefär, efter det andra skyttet. Och fel med sitt första skytte. Sköt de väl på sig 3 mål här, ja. Ja, då är det 3 gånger 25, 75 sekunders tillägg och det är ju svårfångade sekunder naturligtvis. Men ta med det fina och det goda från liggande skytten Idre Hermansson, även hon relativt ny i den här branschen. Skidåkare och skidskytt med i våra Biathlon-klubb. Idre Hermansson, 38.
So for those of you who have been with us up until this point, it's been a very exciting race here. The second day of racing at this Swedish season premiere, 25-26, an Olympic season. Elvira Öberg taking the victory, hitting all 10 targets, and Janina Heicheswaltz of Germany missing 2 out of 10 and finishing just over a minute behind. Now Elsa Tanglande, one of the future talents of Sweden. She was a youth last season and proved herself to be incredibly fast on the skis, 3 minutes and 2 seconds back. And the Swedish coaches and selection committee will be looking at her performances and thinking she's one to watch for the future. The shooting, of course, needs to be improved. Vera Edvardsson really struggling with her shoot here. You can see the position, or the head position on the rifle, a little bit strained. But managing to successfully get the last 2 shots, overcoming that initial difficulty with the first 3. And Hanna Öberg having another great day, 3rd place overall. We look at her results from yesterday and it's easy to hypothesize that she probably would have been up there at least on the podium, but potentially coming away from yesterday's race with a win.
From Poland, Michael Gerbata, standing shooting, second shooting performance.
And that's on the World Cup, relative to the very best in the world. We, of course, had the Swedish race, the Norwegian season opener yesterday, where Maren Kirkeide of Norway took the victory. And only 0.3 seconds behind her was Marit Øygård of Norway, and then Lotte Lee of Belgium, just 0.5 seconds behind. An unbelievably closely fought top 3. Almost nothing in it. Kretel Karjuma, now having hit the first 3, misses the 4th, but is skiing well.
Det är det som vi har på skjutvallen i detta nu då.
And for those still watching, a reminder that this afternoon we have the men's race that starts at 12:30. Lucas Fratcher will be leading off, so in 1 hour 34 minutes, so his preparations will be very much underway. And now Stina Nielsen, not the Stina Nielsen on the World Cup. Sharing just the name. And missing 2 out of 5 in her first visit to the shooting range. And I am interested to know, if you were to do a survey of all these biathletes, those who wore a blinder in their hat to block the light from their right eye versus those who did not. Did the ones who did not wear a blinder come away from the shooting range thinking, I wish I had? And I suspect the answer would be most would say they do wish that they had. Some of the best in the world, Hannah Öberg, Elvira Öberg, Anna Magnusson, all wore a blinder, and that is no coincidence. And I think many, had they considered it, would have found something, even just a piece of cardboard, which is from the rifle boxes, just to put in their hat and use as an additional light blocker. And Greta Lindqvist Seldal, now Sweden, having hit the perfect 5 out of 5. This is a big moment for her. She takes a few extra gasps for air, just trying to secure the rifle, a bit of stability to get the last shot, but it doesn't go down. 8 out of 10. Sigrid Hübinette of Sweden. And skiing very well. You can see that by the fact that Heitisch Volz of Germany has only just, if they had started at the same time, only just left the shooting range, having cleared her 5 targets. So Sigrid now needing to focus on her process, take a look at the wind flags, get some air back into the muscles, some oxygen into the muscles to recover. It's one of those ranges here where these biathletes have to go uphill all the way into the shooting range. There, Hübinette just moving her elbow one last time before settling into her position. She gets the first shot, gets the second. And she's following a very controlled 3-breath breathing routine between each shot. Excellent shooting from Hübinette there of Sweden. 6 seconds on average between shots, a total of 47.9 seconds. It's very slow shooting, but it's very accurate shooting. It means there's no penalty added on to her time, and she had a little bit of extra rest lying down on the mat. So one might say a win-win situation, but of course those at the very sharpest end of international competition are able to get all the targets down. They're able to rest very quickly with their highly trained bodies. And let's take one more look at the overall results. Elvira Öberg takes the victory with a decisive 1 minute ahead of Janina Heitisch-Volz of Germany. Hannah Öberg in 3rd place, Lisa Fatozzi in 4th, Anna Magnusson in 5th place. And the results just keep on going down with Marlene Fichtner of Germany in 5th. In 6th, I should say, Vanessa Voigt in 6th. So looking from a German perspective, we've of course got Heitisch-Volz of Germany, the very best of the day and performing incredibly well, skiing incredibly well, and perhaps just not shooting incredibly well, but with 2 mistakes. But the wind conditions were hard today. So Germany, Heitisch-Volz 1st, Vanessa Voigt 2nd, Fichtner 3rd, Tannheimer 4th. Making that all very easy and obvious, one might think, but no. Selina Grosjean was 5th overall, and she is one of the highest ranking Germans here. In fact, she is the highest ranking in terms of last year's overall World Cup results. And Hannah Öberg actually was placed behind Selina Grottian in terms of the overall results of last season. But that doesn't matter. It's Olympic season now, and that's where Hannah Öberg's focus is going to be. She had a great race once again today. Third place overall. 2 mistakes in the shooting range and just 1.3 seconds. 1.3 seconds, yeah, sorry, my maths being particularly poor. Down behind Hette Schwarz now of Germany, who skied fast from the get-go, was able to sustain that intensity of pace, and really implies to the rest of the world that Germany has some top performers to be very afraid of. She's in great shape, but not quite as good shape as our winner today, Elvira Öberg, who gets the perfect 10 out of 10 in these slightly challenging wind conditions. In a time of 20 minutes, 42 seconds, she covered the full 8 kilometers of track. And with total control, a shooting speed of 32 seconds or thereabouts in prone and 27 in stand, she shot slow and controlled, perhaps accounting for the difficulty coming up into the shooting range. But what a performance, and what a message to send out to the rest of the world, who will be watching on to these results with anticipation. Elvira Öberg means business for sure. For those of you who are joining us this afternoon, we are looking forward to cover the men's races, which are going to start at 12:30. Do join us for that. We have a lot of exciting action. And once again, Martin Ponsaloma and Sebastian Samuelsson will be racing for the Swedish team, and some great biathletes from Germany as well. Philip Horn will be racing, Justice Strello, Zobel will be racing. The field is competitive and is going to promise a lot of excitement. I thank you all for joining us so far in this production. It's been an absolute pleasure to cover, and I look forward to covering the men's races this afternoon. I've been Scott Dixon, and we shall see you later on. Bye for now.
No penalty. 5 hits out of 5 for Emilia Sastam. Det finns tyvärr inga samförstånd. Men ska vi titta på sin huvudet. Han är framförvitt om sin tunga. Relativt nystartade skidskjutelivs största uppgift, tror jag. Lollan i det första skyddet. Från Sviks skidskjuteförening. Nummer 68 och tavlan nummer 14. Sigrid Sigrid. Detta är skidskytten, Sigrid Julen, tar med det positiva från första liggande skytten, det fina skidåkning. Det är många som startar upp två som har problem i stående skyttet nu, det driver ganska bra. Sigrid Julen åker ut på slutrundan. Så där ja. Ja. Och en 50 andra plats, 4.39. Du första liggande skytten, Sigrid, tar med dig den minnet ifrån den här tävlingsdagen. Ska vi spännande följa Sigrid Julen i fortsättningen, ska vilja påstå. Johan Wigren ifrån IF Skåne, nummer 66, ställer sig nu på tavlan nummer 10 för att skjuta sitt avslutande skytte, en tävlingsvinst direkt på Lova. Målgångare Alice Petter och Kifsta skit på 500 plats vid detta. Kommer att lova från en stråle och en finish. Som startar den sista av alla ställer sig nu på tavla 14. Ja, Wingren. Det får jag bara 2 gånger. Sätter. Öppnar med 3-3. Tavla 14, 4-3. Ja, medan alla avslutar sista startade klara sätten och Tullens skjuter förut i stående skytte. Ebba, klara sätten. Och innebär det här för din placering. Inför fortsättningen här nu. Slutvagnen klara ut som 39. Klara sätten med stopp med 69 i Tullens vänderkanten direkt. Början. Och då har vi gränsläden. Liva tjejen Maja Rennevall ute och skjuter. Det på tavla 10. Ja, imponerande klara sätten. Jag har gjort det här. Inte helt lätta förhållanden på skjutvagnen. Carrier från Estonia, en finish nu, now, rank number 38. Järnväg, klara. Den Bayern man från mig skjuter bara inom citat en gång den rådde Bayern. 0-1 i skyttet och Bayern Rennevall från Lima. En av dagens bästa skyttar i långkassen så här långt. Ja, som går ut på 57 plats med sin enda Bjärvan. Distansreformen med några minuter. Once again, we remind you of the prize giving ceremony, which will be held, I guess, in about 50 minutes from now on. Top 60 will be honored.
Janina Hettisch-Walls, Hanna Öberg, Lisa Vidotsi, Anna Magnusson och Emma Nilsson. Du blir 6:a, det blir prisfördelning för Emma Nilsson, glädjande. Top 6. Prize giving ceremony. Tina Nilsson, Emma Nilsson, 51 i bollen där, ja. Ja, tittar vi framåt lite grann så vet vi att vi har ju också en spektakulär och häftig helgtävling. Återstår på menyn här. Klockan 12.30, inskjutning börjar klockan 11.40.
Det vill säga om 35 minuter lite drygt. The zeroing for men is started in about 35 minutes from now.
På ingång upp kan det vara Susanna Sardonik med 65 tror jag. Coming to the finish just now. Susanna Sardonik på Polen. Nej, särskilt klar då. Förlåt, nej. Med 61 är jag. Vi kan inte föra lite grann.
Race number 51.
Nu kommer Sardonik. And now it's time for finish. For Susanna Sardonik from Poland. Helt tryck i likande på 5. Rank number 52. Position number 52.
Ja, och det likande 5 står som vi kräver.
Jag grönt visst, inte mål där gör man med meddragning så det ska domaren här, det måste ju självklart.
Kommer in på upploppet här som tredje löpare från mål, andra löpare från målräknat. Fanny Israelsson, Kullus, nu som 60 under lång och här kommer Idre Fjäll med 68. In på målgång, nu finns Idre Fjäll. I andra på en enda var 45 plats. Men du minns du dig från den bästa sidan på linjen från den kommer inte kvar. Henne. 58 plats. Bakom sidan det är Idre Fjäll. Sen snurrar han grönklädde Maja Renneman då, en av dagens bästa skyttar. Runt 180 graders böjen här, ska ner på den nedre delen, nedre loopen för sista gången här idag. 1-0 i skytten på Maja Renneman. Andra tjejerna och killarna skjuter bra. Timmar som alltså har några deltagare i herrklassen också. Carl Grönland och hemmakillen Simon Hallström. Så vi får se då om 12.30 dryga timmen. 1 timme och 20 minuter ungefär har vi första start för herrarna. Den startlistan. Har jag endast lite grann från gårdagen när vi vet att Sebastian Samuelsson startade som etta igår och han pulveriserade motståndet. Slog undan benen på de övriga i stort sett från första starttagen. Vi väntar på bra sättet för tull så vi har det till det. Vi kan inte i skolan. När är det här va? Då är det på stoppet och det är skolan. 1.66 som har varit Johan Fidje i skolan. 40-talet meter gången Klaras efter då. Har det lite bättre tiden och på den 43 plats ungefär för Klaras efter. Johan vinner bil i Skåne, 68. Klaras efter går målet på en 45 plats. Ja, det vet jag att jag har den grundläggande Maja Renneman. Inte på banan ska vi strax för i stilslingar där borta. Om en liten stund bara. Lite dyrbarheter upphittade, found on the shooting range. Som Ballock, Gold, lite guldbällocker och örhängen, några stycken. Maja Renneman från Lima och in från 59. Ja, vi har upphittat lite dyrbarheter på skjutvallen här. Örhängen och någon annan bellock också i guld här. Så att återfås mot en väldigt enkel beskrivning tror jag inne i tävlingsexpeditionen. You can get it back at the race office if you have lost some earrings or something like that on the shooting range found it. Ja, Maja Renneman pustar ut sig av efter Maja på en 59:e plats. Klockan går mot 11:15. Han har 15 soon. And on the venue, prize giving ceremony, I guess in 10 minutes about. Top 6 will be honored. Please prepare for prize giving ceremony. Elvira Öberg, Janina Hettisch-Walls, Hanna Öberg, Lisa Vitolsi, Anna Magnusson, Emma Nilsson. Det är de 6 pristagare. Sen har vi väl också ett skyttepris idag om jag inte misstar mig helt. Snabbaste skytten, snabbaste felfria skytten. Rollskyttar är ju Elvira Öberg, Emma Nilsson. 0-serie som var lite snabbare än 0-17 här i och för sig. Men det visar sig. Och det här speciella priset som Volkswagen sponsrar, det går alltså till den skytt som skjuter 5 träff snabbast av alla. Från första skottets pang till sista skottets pang. Då förstår ni själva, har ingenting med tid på all och så vidare att göra stå till stå. Grenmarks specialitet. Utan det är bästa och snabbaste skyttetid. Ja, det är det. Tackar vi för nu och avvaktar då väntar in i en prisutdelningsceremoni för de där waiting for a prize giving ceremony for the competition for women.